All right, we are actually live now, so let's just give a few seconds for everyone else to connect.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, let me click this. Once people start joining, we will see.
It
It's gonna
was.
it's gonna pull up. I'm actually connected on how do you call that thing? Snapchat as no, not that. How do you call that thing? TikTok.
Oh,
I'm actually
TikTok.
just getting used to this one. I'm not sure what's
Wow.
going on there, but a lot of
You
people
are
have been
you are
asking me
you are
to.
everywhere on all this social media, man.
Yeah, a lot of people
You're
have been
doing
encouraging me to join that one, so I'm still trying to learn it. By the way, hello everyone, welcome. I see we have 8 people connected. Thank you so much for joining. As you join, please go ahead as usual, like, share, so that so many people can benefit from this session. This is once in a lifetime session. You don't want to miss this opportunity for any reason. The same way you will not want your loved ones to miss on this opportunity. So please, if you would indicate on the comment section if you can hear me clearly, that would be great. Please leave a comment. Can you hear me? Just say yes on the comment section. If you can hear me, type yes on the comment section. Hi, everyone. I see 17 people connected. Thank you for joining. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Rudolph. Thank you so much. Awesome. Yes. Thank you so much. Hi, everyone. You all are welcome. As you join, please go ahead and share, like. It's really appreciated. So, as you can see here, I have an amazing guest, once in a
hey.
lifetime guest. So please make sure you pay close attention to this session. You don't want to miss any single part of this session. It's going to be a life-changing session today. I'm so excited for the outcome. Thank you all for joining. Thank you. Yes, Kelsey, let me quickly give a shout out to the people joining. Rotimi, Kunle, Ekene, Silva, thank you all so much for joining. I see 25 people connected. We are 2 minutes into the time already, so I guess we will get started. Passy, if I don't call your name correctly, please don't, just excuse me. So, you all are welcome. So today, our guest of the day is no other than Mr. Femi Ojo. For some people may already know Mr. Femi, some people may not know Mr. Femi. But before I pass the mic to Mr. Femi to give a quick introduction of himself, I just want to state why we're here today. So, the purpose of this live session today is to discuss how to be valuable to your organization and to your teams as an agile practitioner, specifically a Scrum Master. So, today is going to be very, very important. It's going to be a very important session. And the reason is because we all may already be aware of this, of the current happenings in the industry or in this tech space, layoffs going on. The last live session we had, we discussed mostly about the layoffs and how to handle them. This also is a very important piece on how to deal with this current situation. So we need to figure out a way to stand out as agile practitioners amidst everything that is going on. We need to figure out a way to make a difference so that whatever negativity that is going on, the impact on us may not be too high, and which is why we are here today. Okay, so please pay close attention. Like I was saying, our guest today is Mr. Femi. Out of the 10 agile practitioners, I'll call agile influencers in this space, in the African community space, I would say Mr. Femi is one of them. I can vouch that out of the 10 well known and trusted agile influencers in this space, Mr. Femi is one of them. I've been working with him for a very, very long time. He is my agile friend. He is my outside agile friend and my brother. So I trust him, and which is why I am so excited that I finally had a time on his calendar to bring him on board today. So a little bit about Mr. Femi. So Mr. Femi has over 17 years of project management experience in a telecom, information technology, finance, health industry. However, he specialized in system design, software development, and customer service. He is well known for his passion for growing agile coaching capabilities and helping people explore their full potential in this agile space through enterprise transformation strategies and continuous improvement. Mr. Femi also, just like me, is also one of the renowned agile trainers. He offers trainings in, certified agile Scrum Master trainings. He has helped thousands of people get their foot in the door. You know how that is difficult to land that first opportunity. So that is what Mr. Femi is well known for. And if you ask, out of 100 people, if you ask people to describe Mr. Femi in one word, most people will always say patience. The patience he has is out of this world. I'm not making his head swell or anything. I'm just trying to be very honest. The patience he has, I don't see it as patience. I see it as great patience, because I don't know how he does it. Sometimes even me, I'll be on his case, but he's always there, very patient. Karen may get frustrated sometimes, but Mr. Femi is always patient. So I'm
Thank
very
you.
happy that today we are having you here. Without
Thank you.
further ado, I'm just going to pass the mic to Mr. Femi to speak for himself, given everything I've said. So please, you're very welcome. I'm excited to have you, and I'm very sure that our audience are also excited to have you. I see we have 50 people watching. So please go ahead and just give us a brief about yourself before we deep dive into our topic.
All right. Thanks, Karen. That was a great one. Thanks for having me, Karen. And thanks also for people who are the audience we're having today. And I want to use this opportunity again to thank you, Karen, for this platform. This has been a very, very great platform. I watch um, a lot of your shows, a lot of your platform. I mean, your thing. I watch them. I also share them among my mentees as well. This has helped a lot of people. You don't know how far your platform has gone. I remember the last time we invited you to the boat cruise, the Agile boat cruise we had last year. People were asking me, is Karen the YouTuber coming? Is Karen the YouTuber? I said, wow. So thanks for putting this together. I really, really appreciate it. I think you've said a lot about me. So another thing that I just want to add is the passion that I have for people to succeed. That is what drives me, and I'm seeing that happening. The passion that I have for our African community to succeed, who comes into this country that thinks, oh, the only thing I can't get to a certain place, the only thing I can do is this, that.
Mhm.
I kind of like change that mindset. I remember, my very first mentee or student. It took me like a year or 6 months or a year to convince her to come to
Yeah.
this side of, project management. She was thinking, no, 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 no. They've told me I can't do this. But I said,
Mhm.
you're sound, you're intelligent, you can do it. Okay, I think that's a little about myself that I just want to have. You said a lot of things. I started
Awesome.
my career over 17 years ago. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
and it's been
beautiful.
so far so good.
Awesome. Thank you so very much for sharing that insight. So, one thing that I'm just curious about, when and how did your agile journey start? I mean, we all are already aware that you've been
Mm,
in this space for over 17 years,
mm.
but I'm just curious, how did you get into this whole agile journey?
Okay, so my career actually started as a project coordinator, where I was assisting, project manager, doing a lot of administrative roles, scheduling meetings, all those, assisting the PM. Then, of course, I transitioned to become a PM, where I do a lot of, resource management, budgeting, and all of those things. Then, technical project manager, moving towards the IT. Then, at my agile journey started because I've always been the kind of person that I want to create that environment for people to perform. I want to empower people rather than doing things for them all the time. So I have a friend of mine. I was just chatting with her, and she mentioned that, have you heard about Agile? I said, what's that? I know agility, move fast. No, she said, no, there is, a lot of organizations now are moving away from the old way of doing things to Agile. I said, wow, that's great. So I went to go and do a little bit of more research, and I realized, there is this thing called Scrum. Right. Then, I started, looking into it, doing more research. That was how I got into it. And I went for training. I started applying for a Scrum Master role. Then I got myself into that Scrum journey, and the rest is history. So far, so good.
Wow.
It's been amazing. It's been rewarding, and it's been fulfilling.
Yes, I can definitely attest to that. Wow, that's amazing. So now the reason why we are here today, again, for those who are just joining, I see 58 people connected on YouTube, and then I see a couple of people also connected on the other platform. Our topic of today is to discuss or deep dive into how to add value to your organization and to your teams as an agile practitioner, specifically a scrum master. And the reason why we think there is no better time to discuss this and figure out a way for us to do that as individuals or people looking to be impactful in this space is because with all the layoffs going on, and as a role of an agile practitioner, is continuously being modified by many organizations. That's what is going on. It is only wise for us as leaders to stay ahead, by relentlessly exploring ways to remain relevant in this industry again, which is why we're here today. So I'm just curious, how can you as an agile practitioner add value to your organization? Let's just start from the organizational standpoint, and then or let's start with the team. So
With the
how would you
team, yeah.
add value?
I think you
Yeah.
work more with it. We work more with the team, yeah.
Yes. Mhm.
Yeah.
So tell us
Okay.
what's your opinion on how agile practitioners, especially Scrum Masters, can add value, and then we'll move forward with
Okay,
follow-up
so
questions.
thanks for that question. This is a question also. This is something that I've always been telling my folks that, hey, don't your role is not just facilitating, right? So it's not just facilitating meetings, of course. Your primary responsibility is to facilitate the Scrum process and help your team organization to succeed in whatever they're doing. That's your role. The team success is your success. So, and a lot of times, Scrum roles is very difficult to understand because the role is not seen but felt. So you, as a Scrum Master, joining a team, joining a new organization, you need now to find an opportunity to explain the purpose, the activities, the responsibility of a Scrum Master to them. Maybe your boss, the team, because some people, especially the team you're working with, they have a different perspective of your role. They just think, oh, this guy, what is he doing here? You
Yeah.
can't write code. They'll just be looking at it. So you want to use an opportunity to explain to them, this is my role as a Scrum Master. I'm not the Scrum Police. I'm
Yeah.
not here to babysit to monitor you, but I'm here to help you. You can use the 8 stance of a Scrum Master, which is servant leadership, coaching, facilitator, teacher, mentor, manager. When I mean manager, you're not managing them. You're
People.
managing impediments, you're managing the process, you're managing the culture. Right. Impediment remover, a change agent. You can use that to explain to them, this is who I am. Right. And again, another thing is you want to understand what is success to them, being your manager, being the team, so that would lead you to creating or giving them the value that they want. Right. So you want to use that. And what does success mean to you? What are your expectations? What is the things that will keep you awake all night? I'm here to solve that problem. You want to talk to your manager, you want to talk to your team. What are the things that keep you awake all night? I'm here to help you. Right. You want to look at all the empirical data. You want to look at their velocity trend. You want to look at, action item from previous retrospective, see what's their concern. You want to look at their sprint and release burn down. You want to look at how are these guys responding to change? How are they responding to requests from stakeholders? How are they responding to requests from the business? You also want to look at the artifacts, right? Product backlog, look at the health, look at their DOR, DOD, definition and done definition already. You want to look at their team agreements, listen to their problem. That's why active listening is very good. Listen to their problem. Have one-on-ones to them, understand where the shoe pains, because this will guide you on how to deliver value to the team, right? Then one of the things you have to take very seriously is effective communication. You have to facilitate effective communication, because in any team, be it Scrum team, communication is important. So to add value to the team, you have to ensure that channels are open, communication channels are open and very effective. You have your practices, daily Scrum, sprint planning, retrospective, where you can do that, right? And you have to create psychological safety as well, because a lot of people wants to feel safe. You want to create that environment where people can raise up their hand and say, hey, I need help. Where they can share their vulnerability, without them not being afraid or fear of being judged. You want to create that safe space. You also want to make them free. They are planning their sprint. They are not scared. They don't have a fear that if we don't finish this, we're going to be yelled at. You want to create that environment. Yes, we want high quality product. When honest mistake happens, you want them to own up to it. You want to create that space, right? You also, want truthful answers. You as well, you have to be honest and open to them as well. If you're following up on impediment, if you've not had the time to follow up, just be open to them. This is where the trust comes in, right? Encourage collaboration as well. You want to encourage team to collaborate, right? So that they could collaborate with themselves, to share ideas, to share any knowledge that they have, to share with their team members, right? To share thoughts, right? You want to encourage things like swarming, peer programming within the team, brainstorming, and all of that, right? You want to share that. And also, process, where we are now. Process is now, knowing the process might not be enough.
Yeah.
You want to understand the engineering practices that your team is working on. Things like TDD, test-driven development, BDD, behavioral-driven development, unit testing. What's their coverage? What coverage they do for their unit testing?
Yeah.
Code review. I was talking to one of the Agile partnership I was talking to one of my Agile partners, and they had this problem in their organization where once there's a problem of trust, once the developer writes a code, right? They check that before they check it in, they raise a pull request, right, for 2 people to review that code. And once that's passed, then they now find, in this particular case, they found a mistake. And they made a comment on the code. Of course, the guy was meant to fix it. He just fixed it and said he's fixed it and checked the code in. And there's a problem in production, which obviously did not do it. And I told that. So this is why some Scrum Masters need to understand. I'm not saying you should know how to write code.
Yeah.
Script. Understand the process. And now ask her that in some organization, they do not allow the people that write the code
to test
right?
it.
No, not even test, to check it in.
Yeah.
Once it's been approved, someone else will check it in. Someone else will merge it to the master branch. If that was there, then maybe they would have catch it. But because if the Scrum Master does not have all those knowledge, he doesn't know. He doesn't know anything to add to it. So it's now important that you understand the technology. These guys, you understand what technology they are using or what tool they are using for their automation testing. Is it Cypress? Is it Cucumber? Is it Selenium? You need to understand all these things. You need to understand their CI/CD pipeline as well, if you're working with the CI/CD folks. So these are some of the things you need to understand. The workflow, how their code moves through the system. You need to understand it. Also, another important thing that makes you add value to your team is continuous improvement. You have to nurture continuous improvement. Retrospective is your baby. You have to guard it so jealously.
Yes.
You have to, don't just come with the attitude of what went well, what didn't go well. Man, we've gone past that. Honestly,
we've gone past that way long time ago.
Facilitate an engaging retrospective where people will feel free, where people can talk, they can share what their problem is. You can get things out of people. Facilitate. There is a lot of, facilitating agile games that you can do.
Yes.
A few of them: the bad, the good, the ugly,
Mm-hmm.
story Oscar,
Mm-hmm.
the starship, starfish, and all of those things, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you
Yeah.
need to guard your retrospective jealously, so that you're talking about, of course, you need to appreciate the team as well, and get down, do a deep dive into what the problem they're having, and also action item coming out of that retrospective. You need to make sure that you're following up aggressively. That's what I say. I'll get there shortly. That's where I'm going. Aggressively following up on those action items, making sure that if you need to assign it to a team member, assign it to a team member. Sometimes you might need to write this, put it in your sprint backlog. That would help you see have the feasibility of it, right? Then support your team also by aggressively removing impediments, right? And also be honest, like I said, and fair to yourself, right? And also, you have to be a servant leader, or a true leader that you are. Anything that will make your team succeed, right? You have to do that, right? Serve your team. Be willing to serve your team, right? Also, be empathetic. Empathy for need. Be supportive. Anything that they need, you need to put their need first, right? You need to put their need first. So you have to create that positive and productive environment, right? Also, another thing that I would recommend is encouraging a strong feedback culture, right? So give feedback, constructive feedback, right? So that's really key. That helps to build a trusting team as well. And if you see anything that you see training that the team members do need, of course, you have to make sure you're pushing that to the leadership of the organization, so that they could get the necessary training for that team member that is lacking. Also, another thing that I want to add is you should aim at improving team metrics. I'm not talking about traditional velocity and all those things. We've passed
Mm-hmm.
that. You look at how responsiveness of those team,
Mm-hmm.
quality innovation rates, right? Right. You need to look at the team morale,
Mm-hmm.
because that also is important. You don't want
Mm-hmm.
your team members to be burn out. You need
Yeah.
to look at the value,
Mm-hmm.
right? Customer satisfaction. This is what I do sometimes when I was a Scrum Master. I
Mm-hmm.
normally get the product owner to get emails from the customer, get emails from the stakeholder, to let us know what's their satisfaction about um, um, the product that we've built. Are they happy? Are they getting value from it? Right. Also, creating that inclusive, team environment where everybody could talk, building trust, encouraging open communication. Those are few. I think I've said a lot here. Those are few
Yeah.
other things. You're fostering respect. And another thing that I want to say is Scrum values. I love that. And there is book Coaching Agile Teams by
Yeah.
Lisa
Lisa Atkins.
Atkins that
Mm-hmm.
talk about Scrum value being the root of everything. So this is something that I do sometimes. I want to bring out all those Scrum values, and I get the team to rate themselves. Let's rate ourselves. How are we doing with this Scrum value? 1 to 5. That
Mm-hmm.
helps you to know that where is this root weak? What do we need to do more?
Mm-hmm.
Are we not focused?
Yeah.
Are we not respecting each other? And one, if you're not, are we not respect? Because if it respect because a lot of people just take it for granted.
Mm-hmm.
If they don't respect someone, it could lead to things like, if they don't respect that person might go into a
Yeah.
shells.
The person may shut down.
This person may shut down. It's not contributing anymore.
Mm-hmm.
That might lead to focus. Ultimately, the value you're delivering, right? And let's talk about organization real quick here. I know the reason why we started with team, obviously, is as a Scrum Master, you're dealing with a
Yeah,
team.
your focus is really at team
Yeah.
level. So team, thank you all as you join. Again, the topic for today is how to add value to your organization and to your teams as a Scrum Master. So please go ahead and share. Also, if you have questions, feel free to leave the questions in the comment section. I want you to trust that we will be reserving some time to take your questions and prioritizing the questions that concerns this topic. And then if we have any time left, we can take questions on any other topic. So thank you so much for sharing
Okay.
all that insight. Now let's
Let's
touch
go to the
into, yes,
organization a
how
little
would you
bit.
add value to your organization as
Yeah.
a Scrum
So,
Master?
okay, great. How to add value to the organization? You have this community of practice. You have to be a voice in your. You're not just going to your COP and doing like this, not
Yeah.
saying anything.
Hmm.
What I mean, you have to you have to have a voice
Hmm.
in your COP. You have to support your community of practice
Hmm.
by providing materials, anything that you think
Yeah.
you should do to support them. Do the right thing as well. I remember one of my agile coaches in our community was talking about how it changed the entire organization simply by because when she got there, they don't put the video on. So he
Hmm.
was having a meeting with one of the VPs and he has his video on. And the VP said, "So well, why are you putting your video?" And the guy said, "It lets me focus.
Hmm.
I'm not having a divided attention."
Yeah.
Wow, the VP. And subsequently, the VP started putting its video on. Before he knows it, there is a directive from the leadership
Yeah.
that video should now.
Wow.
Yeah, that was how we changed the whole thing. So do the right thing, right?
Yeah. Hmm.
Also, teach people outside of the organization, agile. Things like you have a stakeholder that you know that is struggling, schedule a time with him
Hmm.
in his calendar, run through a 30-minute session with him. These are the rules of Scrum. This is how
Hmm.
agile, incremental delivery, right? You also can organize lunch and learn.
Hmm.
Right. Organize lunch and learn where you have your team. What are you? Oh, you are working on automation testing. Great. Can you share that? I'll send it to the wider group, wider audience. Can you share the automation testing? Your peradventure, the organization is still new in automation test.
Hmm.
Can you share what you're working on? You as a Scrum Master also, you can do the same. Right. Things on estimation, you realize that in a community of practice, a lot of people are talking about their team is struggling with estimation.
Hmm.
Put
Yes.
estimation slides together, right? Organize a lunch and learn, right? Also, assisting facilitating company-wide retrospective. I call it post-mortem. I remember a time that I worked with, we had 3 teams who work on a product. And I remember that we struggle a little bit with dependency. So after we deployed that product, and I told my boss that I want to do something called a post-mortem, a company-wide retrospective, right? So I set up that, inviting all the team members, all the stakeholders. What did we do wrong? What can we do better? Rather than just say, "Oh, my team, my team, my team," right?
Yes. Hmm.
Yes, and you're working with other Scrum Masters as well, right? You're working with other Scrum Masters and change agents. Anyway, you as a Scrum Master, in conclusion, we are the glue that
Hmm.
holds everyone together.
Yeah.
Yes, we are like a
Very
glue
true.
that hold the leadership, the team, the business, and all of
Hmm.
those people. Yeah,
Very true.
yeah.
Awesome. That's amazing. So I just want to add a little to everything Mr. Femi have said regarding how to be valuable to the organization. One of the biggest way that I have always taken advantage of to add value to the organization, as a Scrum Master, is if I am supporting teams and then I realize that we have some certain stakeholders that constantly bump into the team to take their attention to do something else. I mean, knowingly or unknowingly, that they may be distracting. Most of the time, they really don't know the impact of their actions to the teams and the goal of the teams. They may think that whatever they are requesting this particular team member to do is really important because they are not into the day-to-day of the team or the goal to even be able to understand it. And then if I see that it's consistent and it's really affecting negatively the team's work, what I typically do is I approach that leader, seek to understand, okay, what is going on? This team member, how badly do you need this team member to do this specific thing? What is the priority of this work that you need help with? And then based on the conversation we will have, it will tell me if this person needs some help to understand how Scrum works and the impact of their actions to the team, and most of the time you realize that they really have no clue that their impact was not very helpful to the team.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
usually seize that
Yeah.
opportunity, to have that conversation with them and bring them up to speed on how their actions is affecting the team. And with that, because at the end of the day, I believe that they all want the best for the organization, just like we do want the best for the organization.
Yeah.
Out
Yeah.
of conversation, we would now determine true priority. If
Yeah.
what the team is already working on is really the priority, or
Mhm.
what this person wants is the priority. And based on that, we will restructure. And moving forward, this person will know when to come in to ask anything, or they should just back out. So I have found this approach really, really effective, because most of the time you always have those people that will just bomb from nowhere,
Yep.
because they are
Yep.
leaders, they are some very
Yeah.
important people in the
Mhm.
organization, and
Mhm.
just six
Mhm.
people out of the team,
Yep.
you
Yep.
know.
Yep. You
So
need to
yeah,
come. You
so
need to. That's why you shield them from external
yes, shielding.
interference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So one mistake that I've realized most Scrum Masters make is they will join the crew of whining. When things like this happen, instead of them to, approach it from an open mind standpoint, they already start judging this person, and then they'll join everyone else to whine and complain,
Yeah.
which is not
Mm,
taking nobody forward.
yeah. Yep.
So
Yep.
I just wanted to throw that out there.
Yeah. Thanks. Thanks for that. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you very much. So now my next question is, what are some challenges Scrum Masters may face while
Mm.
seeking to add value? Because we know this thing is easier said than done.
I'm telling you,
In
it's easier said.
reality, it's not easy, to be honest.
Yes.
Sometimes
Yes.
just to get to connect with one of these leaders,
Mm.
you face so many things. They
Yeah.
may undermine you, they may
Mhm.
not see you like you're worthy to talk to them, they may be
Mhm.
too busy
Yeah.
to even listen to you, and all of that.
Mhm.
So I just want to hear from you. What are some real life challenges that Scrum Master face in the quest to add value to their organization or to their teams?
Number one, if you agree with me, resistance to change.
Mm-hmm.
People push back. The pushback is just too much. You want to do this, they're saying nope. That's what we. This is what we're used to. Who are you?
Yeah.
This kind of, it's this Scrum Master
Yeah.
sometimes as overhead. And what are you talking? You don't. You're not even very technical. What do you know, right? So resistance to change is one of the things. The team, the stakeholders, they may be resistant to the change you're bringing in. Peradventure, they think, oh, we do not do refinement meeting. Now
Mm-hmm.
you want to take another hour for them every week. Oh, no, 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 we're good.
Mm-hmm.
We know what we're doing. And these are the things that cause this resistance to change. Not
Mm-hmm.
understanding the role of the Scrum Master, not having that agile mindset or
Yeah.
understanding the Scrum framework,
Mm-hmm.
not understanding the benefit too, and also not knowing what is in for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't tell them this is what is in for you, this is the
Yeah.
benefit, then they just want to push back. You
Mm-hmm.
have to tell them the why. You're not just making change. And again, one thing that I always tell Scrum Masters is do not, you know, go to organization or teams when you join them, immediately you want to start making
Yeah. You don't
changes.
want to
You
come
want to
across as
start,
the saving
yeah,
Jesus, like we're coming to
exactly. You want to
rescue
start
everyone.
condemning everything that they've been doing. Oh, you're doing this wrong. You're doing that wrong. This is the right way to do it. This is what, man, you're in
Yeah.
for it.
They will
You're
hate
in for it.
you.
Yes, yes. So you want to, and one of the things you want to do is you want to, first of all, tell them the benefits
Mhm.
of what this is bringing to them. Provide the training and support for the team member, right? It's also important. Some of the benefits are, faster to market, improving quality, um, increase productivity, flexibility, and all that, and more stakeholder engagement, right? So you want to use that opportunity to tell them this is what is in it for you.
Mhm.
And of course, you also want to tell them that, hey, let's just experiment. What you're doing, great, fantastic, right? Let's just experiment, right? And if it doesn't work, we can go back to your old ways. And also, before you do this, you must have to earn their trust.
Yeah.
Trust is really important. If they
Very
don't
important.
trust you, man, it's gonna be tough. So you
Yes.
have to hand their trust. So you are getting into a team. Observe first, see how they're doing things, make recommendation, use retrospective to see if they really see what you see, right? To validate what you've seen, and recommend. You now start making recommendation, and a change. It's not just a day thing. It has to be gradual, step by step. You're not
Mhm.
coming, you're changing like 6 things at a time. You're going
Mm-mm.
to get pushback,
Yeah.
obviously. You're going to get that resistance. So building
Mhm.
that trust, effective communication is also key. You're communicating to them. Another challenge that I would talk about is lack of commitment.
Mhm.
Right. If you see, it's not coincidence that commitment is one of the values of Scrum, right?
Mhm.
Every member should be committed to the goal of the sprint, right? And if a member is not committed, it would affect the value they deliver. It
Yes.
would bring in poor quality, right? To overcome this, one of the things that I want to tell you is align the team goals and objective, right? Let that person see their importance to the goals that they're meant to deliver to the goals, to the sprint goal, right? Encourage the team member to take ownership of their work. Empower them. You want to have a one-on-one and talk to that person, right? Let's talk. Let's understand ourselves. Do you need help?
Mhm.
Right. Where do you want me to help? Where do you want me to come in? Is it, if you need training, I can speak to this. If you need to go on anything, just let me know, right?
Mhm.
Another pushback that it's lack of leadership support.
Yeah.
Sorry, another, yeah, what did you call it now?
Challenge. Another
Challenges.
challenge. Yes.
Oh, if you have, especially the middle level managers,
Mhm.
how do you now overcome that kind of you know um without their support, you're not going anywhere. You just be
Yeah.
doing Scrum within the team.
Nope. Nope.
You
You're not
will
going
be
nowhere.
you're not going nowhere. They have to support you. So
Mhm.
one of the things you have to do is, number one, listen to them, understand the fear they have.
Mhm.
Why are you not supporting this journey? Also, another thing that I've done in the past, look for one of the leaders also that love Agile, one
Yes.
of the leader that his mindset resonates with Agile. You want to use that person
And
because
be their
sometimes,
ally.
yeah,
Very important.
sometimes the other leaders might look at you as, who is talking?
Yeah. You need
Yeah,
that alliance. You
you
need
need
that
that alliance
alliance.
with
Yeah.
one leader as well that would
Mhm.
help you, right? And some of them don't even understand the framework, right?
Mhm.
And also some technical people see Scrum Master role as an overhead.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
So
True.
they are already seeing you at, this guy doesn't even know how to code. This guy doesn't
Yeah.
even know anything. We're
Mhm.
talking about a Kubernetes, Terraform. He doesn't even, know anything. And one of the things that I tell people is sit down with your developers to understand what they do. I'm not saying to
Yeah.
write code. Sit down,
Very
spend
important.
time with them. It's very
Mhm.
important. Understand what they're doing so that when they are talking in meetings, you can ask, you know, um, valuable questions, relevant questions to what they are talking about. When you're in refinement, you can ask questions. Not that you're completely lost. You're in a meeting, you
Yeah.
don't even know for 40 minutes, you don't even know what
Right.
they're talking about.
Yeah,
Right.
and to me, I think, sorry for
Mhm,
interrupting you, it's not
mhm.
even just about asking these questions. It's very important to be able to follow along with the conversation that is going on
Yes,
so
yes.
that if impediments are lingering, sometimes these people don't see
They
impediments
don't
as
see
we
it.
are wired to
Exactly.
see them.
Yes.
But if you're not able to follow along the conversation they are having, you will not be able to catch these impediments
Mm,
yourself and it will impact the value. So you
yeah.
see, that's why it's important that you have an understanding of these things, not because
Yes.
you need it to code, but so that you can follow along to better do your own job as a Scrum Master.
Yes, yes. All
Yeah.
right. Thanks for adding that. Yes, because technical people, you need to really
Mhm.
understand them well.
Yeah. Hmm.
Poor communication is also something. You have to have an effective communication. How
Hmm.
are we going to be communicating? Poor communication can lead to misunderstanding.
Hmm.
It could lead to missed deadline if the stakeholders or the product owner is not communicating well with the team, right?
Hmm.
You want to address that as well. You have to encourage open and transparent communication among team members. All right. Also, impediments, if you, especially organizational impediments, might also be one of these problems. right? So that would stop you from delivering value. Of course, if it was team impediment, something within your team, you could quickly get. But when it's not getting outside of your team, you're getting to a point where you're you're eating a roadblock to remove that impediment because it's outside of your team. You need to talk to this person, talk to that person outside of your team. You're running like in a headless chicken, right? So that's
Yeah.
why you need to build relationship even with people outside of your team, so you can quickly get help to resolve these challenges, right? And also, one thing that I also want to mention is team dynamics, ineffective team dynamics. Yeah, conflicts within the team. If it's not handled properly, conflict is good, right?
Yes.
Conflict is good.
Very good.
But
That's
yeah,
how
but
ideas are born. Innovation. That's how it happens.
exactly, exactly. As long as it's not a conflict where they start to abuse themselves and all that.
Yeah.
Healthy conflict, it's very
As
good.
long as they're able to focus on the issue and not the
Yeah,
person.
not the person. Yeah,
Yeah.
elder conflict. So you want to try and build trust. That's important, right? Encourage feedback. I talk about that. Also address that conflict, obviously, and foster continuous improvement as well. Another thing that I want to talk about is limited resources. If you have a guy, maybe you have a team lead, or you have one developer, is working in having like 2, 3 engagements in the organization, working for this team, working for you're not. That's another challenge. And also, if you don't have enough people, because management sometimes they're not reasonable. We don't have enough people, and they want to get everything out of you, right?
Yeah.
Yes, that's another thing. Another one that I want to talk about for you as a Scrum Master is an unhealthy relationship with a product owner. Yeah, that might hinder you from doing anything. So your product owner should be your ally,
That's one of the
should be your
biggest
best
challenges that
friend.
I see most Scrum Masters face.
Yeah, you have to. Your team, your product owner and your tech lead, those two should be your best friend on your team.
Yeah.
Yeah, otherwise you will struggle. And also, if you are working on too many teams, they are dumping like 5 teams onto your lap.
You'll be spread across two teams and something will
yeah,
suffer.
something would suffer, right? And also maybe lack of understanding between the Scrum team and stakeholder as well. This is where you come in, also be able to bridge the gap. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
That's amazing.
yeah.
That's
Thanks.
just amazing. Everything you shared is so insightful. It's so packed. I really wish or hope after this session, people will go back, take time, sit down and unflesh or
Yeah,
unpackage everything you've said here today. Thank you so very much. So
yeah.
I just want to add one, helpful tip. So there is a book that has changed my life, in my quest to look for ways to help these organizations and the challenges that comes with that. If you've never read 7 Rules of Positive Productive Change, please take it down. 7 Rules of Positive Productive Change. The author of the book is Esther Derby. I actually attended her training to cover the entire book. It was a powerful session. So you can get that book on Amazon. I'm also going to put the link after this broadcast is over on the description box. You can get the link from there directly.
Okay, so
Awesome.
Debbie, yeah, she's
Yes.
the one that wrote the Agile Retrospective, right?
Yes, she's also the author of Agile
Yeah,
Retrospective.
she's good.
She's
She's
a
good.
powerful, change agent in this space. All right, awesome. Now, my next question is how do you measure your value to an organization or team as a Scrum Master? It's easy to talk about these values. It's easy to say, get feedback from customers. It's easy to say, okay, help your teams be rooted in the values. But, with this whole layoffs going on, and you already said that sometimes these organizations or stakeholders, they see Scrum Masters as an overhead. So how, and now they are beginning to say it's really important. They want to hold Scrum Masters accountable.
Yeah.
Those days has long passed where Scrum Masters will just do the soft things that you cannot feel and you cannot manage. Now they want something that they can hold you accountable to. So how do we measure the value that we are bringing to the organization that we can clearly communicate to people that are looking to know, in a quantifiable way?
Okay, this is how I describe that in few words, right? Your team's success is your success.
Yes.
As a Scrum Master. So make sure the team has ability to innovate. What is going to enable them to deliver new things? Because of obviously new things will bring in new ideas, will bring in revenue for the organization, right? What are the things that would disenable them? So you want to be looking at all these things. How quickly can we get out things out there? Time to market is another thing that you want to. So this is what I do when I get to the organization. I'm writing things down. So when I'm having things with my managers, I'm writing things down. When I'm reviewing their historical data, I'm writing things down. This is where I meet you. I have my journal. This is where I meet you. Right. At this time point in time, we are having 10 bugs, 5 bugs, whatever that number is at every sprint. By the time I came in, maybe their unit test coverage was 50%. I push in to be 80%. Now the bug is reduced from 5 bugs for 10 to 5.
Wow.
That's 50% decrease. That's quality.
Yeah.
Quality right there. Right. That's what you're
Amazing.
bringing. Another thing is customer satisfaction. Right. Also, feedback from the team. How does your team see you as a Scrum Master? I do that a lot. Some of Scrum Masters are afraid to get feedback.
Yeah. They cannot stand what they will say negatively.
Yeah, they can't stand. Yes, yes. So make sure that your team also are delivering value at the end of every sprint. Like I said, the team's success is your success. Right. And make sure that they are meeting their commitments. Stability in their velocity as well. They are delivering, they are being stable in their velocity. So these are all these historical data that you've looked at, and you will now be you do your self-assessment after 3 months of joining. You do the self-assessment after 6 months. You want to do 9 months. You want to do a year to measure yourself on the success of your team. Right? Are you following up on retrospective action items? I do sometimes retro on retro. That's what I got. So we go maybe after 3 or 4 retros, we might look back. Let's look at all the action items that we've come up on all those retros in the last 4 retros. Which one is still pending? Which of those things have we tried and is it working? Which one is still pending? Let's talk about that. Sometimes the first 30 minutes of my retro, let's look at the last 4 retros. I call it retro on retro. I don't know if there's any word like that. Yes. Yeah, these are some of the things that I just want to highlight.
Amazing.
That's how you can measure your own success.
Very
success
powerful.
Of the team. Yeah.
Very powerful. I've picked like 4 or 5 key points, that anyone can go develop, try it in your organization, and come back here and let us know what the outcome is. That's amazing. So I see that right now we have 104 people connected on YouTube, a couple of people connected on other platform. If you're just joining, you're very welcome. We are almost like halfway into the session, and our topic for today is how to add value to your organization and to your teams as a Scrum Master. We've covered a great deal of insightful information. After this broadcast is over, you can always go back and do a rewatch. Again, you know that we offer trainings, mentoring, coaching programs, different levels. If you're interested in joining our internal programs outside of the free we offer here, please visit our website. A message is pinned on the chat box there. Click on it. It should take you to the website. Check out the programs we have and see which one works for you, and just sign up, and we'll be glad to help you through this journey. All right. So now my next question for you is, in recent years, the role of a Scrum Master has been infiltrated by what some people call imposters. Some people call people who really doesn't know what they're doing at all. They've not gotten any training. They really don't know. They're just there for the money, so which makes jobs, the life of really good Scrum Masters or genuine Scrum Masters difficult, the job search difficult, the process of doing their jobs difficult, So how do we identify these imposters? And how can the genuine Scrum Masters really stand out?
I'll do some little comparison now, before I address that. So I don't know if I'm permitted to use fake Scrum Masters, right?
Go ahead. Yeah.
Yes. Team relationship, when you have a fake Scrum Master, they prefer status quo. Just the way things are going. They don't want to change anything since it's working for them. Let's just go that way, right? But a real Scrum Master always seek to inspire and motivate people. he always look for changes that needs to be made in the team he joins. This is what I tell my scrum. Don't just look away that this you know that this is not how they should do things. Don't just look away. Always seek to inspire and motivate people. Always be that change agent. And if you want to talk about team event, right, the fake Scrum Master teaches the team to follow the book, but you know, the real Scrum Master teach them, right, to achieve the objective. Yeah, teach them to achieve the objective in different ways, right? Also, a fake Scrum Master will show the team how something is done. A real Scrum Master, what do? They show them how, and also why. Why are we doing this? The why. The why is really important, right? Then also, a fake Scrum Master who try to solve all the problem shown for the team, but not only that, the real Scrum Master will solve that problem, it will also teach the team on how to solve problems. You want to get your team to that high performing. And also, you're not stopping there. I think we lost
Yeah,
you
my connection. I
Yeah.
apologize. Yeah, I guess something
That's
is
right.
happening to my
And
connection.
how to prevent it from occurring again. That's what you do as a real Scrum Master. Right. Also, feedback. Fake Scrum Master do not even want to get feedback. Do not even want to view feedback as important.
Yeah,
People
they
just say
will defend.
they
will
would just
argue.
be defensive. They'll just pack it aside.
Yeah.
But real Scrum Master always seek feedback. Right. Always seek feedback and identify action item where appropriate. Right. And also change management. Fake Scrum Master, you're the change agent, but he doesn't like change. Often struggle with change himself. But a real Scrum Master, you embrace change and make sure you make an attempt to be the champion of the change. Right, where it makes sense. And fake Scrum Master, we're doing fine, nothing to improve. Right? And you know, it's a real Scrum Master looking for opportunity to improve.
Improve.
Always, always. Fake Scrum Master generally look away when there is conflict, doesn't even want to address it.
Avoid it.
Yeah, avoid it where possible. But you, as a real Scrum Master, genuine Scrum Master, always trying to resolve conflict. Not only that, you're finding positive in conflict. What did we learn from this conflict? Right. That's what you're finding from there. So that's what, and
Amazing.
this is what I tell my folks: do not look away. Some people think Scrum Master, I'm sorry to say this, they just think Scrum Master is a making money machine.
And that
The
that
only thing,
pains me.
yeah,
It hurts my chest.
I just facilitate, and you know that's
Yeah.
it. But then they don't even want to do it. Don't
No.
And they see a lot of opportunity to make change. They
But
just
they
think
just don't
it's not
pay
this.
attention.
They don't even care.
And that's the
where-
problem, because they make the job of those that are really passionate about this really, really difficult.
Yeah, they
Because
make it
even in
really
the process of these genuinely passionate Scrum Masters
Mm.
looking for opportunity, they scrutinize them so bad just
bad.
because of what these
because
other
of what this
imposters have
yes
done.
they're not. I remember one of my students shared something with me. He was just thanking me that when she joined that organization, she met a Scrum Master there. That one has been there for like 2-3 years, and that one was the one training her. But she realized that there's a lot of opportunity for change. So she was implementing this change as they go. Things were getting better. The team were improving. Team morale was good. So when it's time to cut back, they had to let the other Scrum Master go. They told her that she was here for 2 years. We didn't see any of this change. Nothing. She just met us here. She was just doing the same thing that we're doing, just facilitating meetings. That's what the boss told her eventually. That you came here in the last 1 year, you've made tremendous change. Now they want to cut.
Yeah, they will definitely cut the one
They
that's
just
not
let her
adding
go.
value.
She was thinking that why would she had to ask the manager, why would they let her go? She thought she was the one that they were like, that's like I look at her, she's been here for 2 years before I joined. She showed me everything that I did.
That's
but
amazing.
Told her you made the changes that we've been.
That's amazing. That's why I usually tell my mentees, my students, that I'm not here to build you to go fit into any organization. That's not what I'm doing. I mean, I wouldn't be doing it. I'm here to build you to go stand out.
Yeah.
That is why if you're signing up for any of our programs, to me, readiness is key. If
Mm,
you are not ready to come in and commit to
mm,
succeed and
mm.
stand out and create
Yeah.
that impact, then don't sign up. I mean,
Yeah.
people know me for that. I'm
Mm,
not babysitting nobody. I
mm,
am there to build you to do it yourself and make a huge difference. Where you go, they should be able to see you and hear the noise you're making,
mm.
from the impact you're creating. So yeah, very important. All right. Let's take the last, but not the second to the last question. What is
Yeah.
your best counsel for Scrum Masters, especially in this 2023, amid ongoing layoffs?
Yeah. Yeah. So what I would tell people is, hey, this is where we are. Knowing the process is not enough anymore. I said that.
Mhm.
No, it's not enough. Just don't think, oh yeah, the process of Scrum and I know that's good. But in
Yeah.
addition to that, know what your team is working on. I'm not saying I said it earlier. I'm not saying you should write code, you should
Mhm.
write scripts, but know the technology they're using.
Mhm.
Know the tools, the technical tools, know the engineering practices, know
Mhm.
it really well. Please don't just think I'm there to facilitate me. No, and
Yeah.
also don't look the other side. Like I said, also bring in that change.
Mhm.
Of course you have to stay up to date as well.
Mhm.
Educate yourself, trainings. Don't Some people have been doing Scrum Master for the last 2 years. The only thing they have is PSM1.
Exactly. Yeah.
That is
Very
not,
true.
it's a no now. They've not attended any conference for 2 years, no workshops, they've not read any book, no any other thing, no, they've not been
Nothing.
developing themselves.
Nothing.
The time has gone. I'm
Mhm.
telling you. I'm praying you do not be, you do not have any problem at that. So these are, so attend conferences, spend money on yourself. There is
Yes.
Scrum.
Invest in
Yeah, invest
yourself.
in yourself. There is Scrum conference coming up.
Mhm.
Right. Even if it's just virtually,
Yeah.
join. There are a lot of workshops around out there.
Mhm.
Also, read blogs, right? Read books. Karen, just thanks for that. I put the name of the book down.
Mhm.
Some people have not even read one book over
Mm-mm.
2 years.
Never.
You can't, the time has passed. You need to invest in yourself, please.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah,
I usually tell people that self-investment is the best gift you can ever give yourself.
yeah,
I'm telling
yeah.
you, that's the best asset you can ever give yourself. You can buy all
Mm,
the Louboutin shoes, you can buy
mm.
all the designer, whatever. Those are all liabilities.
They
But
are all
once you
abilities.
invest in yourself, it never goes away. The
Yeah.
knowledge may not be useful at that very
Mm,
point in time, but down the road, it
mm.
will definitely be useful because it never goes away,
Yeah.
So it's very important. All right. So thank you so much. This has been an amazing, impactful, knowledge-packed session. So I know people would be wanting to connect with you. So
Mhm.
if people are interested and wanting to connect with you, how can they reach you?
Yes, I think yeah, like I told you, I'm not very good with social media. I can
I
drop my
know.
I can drop my number
Mhm. Yeah,
if
go ahead.
people
Just tell me
want.
the number. I can type it, or you can
Oh
type it
yeah,
yourself.
no, no, type it 612
Mm-hmm.
402
Mm-hmm.
1495.
And
So
four.
that's the easiest way to connect with
Awesome.
me.
All right. That's Mr. Femi's number.
Yeah,
Again, we are almost wrapping up. If you have questions, just drop the questions there.
just
We
drop
will
it.
address these questions before we close. I promise. So thank you so much. Again, before we
You're
take any
welcome.
questions, I just want to let you or remind you all that the topic for today was how to add value to your teams and to your organizations as a Scrum Master. If you've missed this part of the session, you can always go back and do rewatch after the broadcast. And you know that we also offer different programs, training, mentoring, coaching. We coach people that are already working as Scrum Masters and they're looking to add value. We mentor people that are looking to get into their first role as a Scrum Master. They're in between, just having a certification or certifications and landing a job. They're struggling, that gap. That's what we are specialized in. We've helped thousands of people already in the past couple of years to be able to break into the space. And then if you're just a starter, you're looking to gain the foundation on the conceptual knowledge and pass the certification exams, feel free to visit our website. The message is pinned there on the chat. Click on that link and it should take you to our website, and just check out the programs and whatever works for you, please. If you have questions, just call us on the number, from the number on the side as well. Thank you all so much. Now, I just want to say, Mr. Femi, thank you. It's
You're
been a privilege to
welcome.
have you here today.
You're
And as
welcome.
always, every time we have an interaction, being it on a professional platform, on a Christian platform, just so you all know, he is a very spiritual person. So we also know ourselves like that from church and all of that. So we are really close friends, and we've been doing a lot in this space for a long time. So now, let's just scroll through this and take any questions that people are putting here. Someone said, oh wow, I see everyone is just yelling your name here, Mr. Femi. Wow, these guys are knowledgeable. A nice round, insightful information from Femi. Oh wow. Okay, let's see. Oh, we don't have so many questions. So I guess they you've done a perfect job to a point where we don't have so many questions. Let me see. Thank you so much. Okay, someone said, thank you so much, Mr. Femi and Karen, for the great insights, great knowledge sharing. You're welcome. Appreciate you. Let's see. All right. Okay. Yeah, really, we don't have so many. We don't have questions today. That is really
Wow.
strange.
Wow.
Someone said, that's my coach. He's very good. Oh my God. That's amazing. All right. Yeah. So really, we don't have questions. Again, if you
Wow.
think of any question regarding this topic and you would like to know, the comment section is there for that purpose. Please drop your question there, and not just question. If you have any contribution to make about the topic we've covered today, how to add value to your teams and to your organization as a Scrum Master, please feel free to also leave your input. Here is that free space where we share ideas, learn and grow together, and no one is judging no one, because
Yep.
none of
Yep.
us knows we are not
Yep.
perfect.
Yep.
Yes,
That's the spirit.
yes,
No stupid
yes.
question. That's
No,
what
no,
I say.
no. No, no, no. We are only here to make progress. We are not here
Exactly.
to be perfect at all, because we will never, ever be perfect. Awesome. All right. Thank you. So, someone is asking, I was almost closing. Someone said, what will a PO say about you if we call your PO to talk about your relationship? This was an interview question. Oh, yeah, that's a little bit out of context, but
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I
Femi, if
can,
you have
yeah, I
something
can,
to,
yeah. So,
yeah.
what will a PO say about you if they call your PO to talk about you? I mean, that's a blank question. That's a blank check for you.
Mhm.
Honestly, you just have to continue to sell yourself. You,
Exactly.
you just whatever you that can sell you.
Yeah,
Honestly, they're not going to call any PO, right? They don't even know.
exactly.
Continue to sell yourself, right? The PO will say, "Oh, I'm the best person ever that he
Mhm.
has worked with."
Yeah.
I have a very good relationship with my PO. We, we go out together apart from work. We've built that relationship over the years. The
Mhm.
PO will tell you I'm the best person that could help. Right. Very proactive, highly intelligent. Just continue whatever you can say, sell yourself with. That's a blank check, honestly,
Mhm.
to me. Don't
Yeah.
be afraid that they won't call anybody.
Exactly. They'll not be
Yeah.
calling anybody,
Yeah.
so that's an opportunity
I
for you
have a
to.
great,
Yes.
emotional intelligence,
Mhm.
empathy for need. I'm a great servant leader. I
Mhm.
always offer help.
Mhm.
I'm so knowledgeable to the fact that, sometimes I help my PO to write user story.
Mhm.
I go to him into stakeholders meeting to help facilitate and get
Mhm.
results out of it. You can share a story. There was
Yes.
a time your
Mhm.
PO was having issues with conflicting priorities from different stakeholders. You had to
Mhm.
step in,
Yeah.
right? Into a meeting with the PO, into them. You get it. You facilitate a roundtable with all the stakeholders, and you
Mhm.
help them resolve that problem that's
Yeah.
been keeping my PO awake all night.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
Let me add something. If you don't have confidence, regardless of all of the things we are saying here, you will not be able to apply it.
Yeah,
So the secret to succeed with this kind of question is your confidence.
exactly.
And there is no way you can have confidence if you don't have the knowledge. Knowledge has a direct relationship with confidence. So
Mm,
knowledge is power. So again, we can give you all the answers here, but if you have that knowledge gap, trust me, you will struggle. Even on the job, even eventually you land that job, it's gonna catch up with you. So again, it's very important. If you know that you have some knowledge, you got build yourself first, and then
Mm,
worry about how to respond to these interview questions. I just wanted to add that.
okay.
Yeah, so I see all on TikTok. Thank you so much. I see all your comments there. I appreciate that. I'm still learning that part of social media, so please be patient with me. I see so many questions coming in now. Okay, so we will
Okay.
address some and then we will carry some forward.
Kind of over time, yeah. But I
Yes.
can still spend a little bit more time,
Okay, so let's.
extend. I have a hard stop, but I can spend a little bit, maybe
All
a
right,
few
no problem.
minutes.
Maybe we can take this one as the last question and then we wrap it up.
Yeah.
All right. So Ekene Meniro, how would you ensure action items from a retro are being worked on and affected to improve the team?
So one of the things you want to do with action item is assign owners to it. You don't have to be the person that would do all those actions that
Mhm,
is raised from the retrospective. Have owners for them in the team. So that, and you have another thing you can do is write them up and put it in the sprint backlog. So every day you're talking about it in the daily scrum, so that
mhm,
the person that owns that action item is not even comfortable anymore. Hey Mike, where are you with this? Hey Mike,
mhm,
where are you? Do you have any updates with us? Right. And also you have to then, during the next retrospective, you have to review those. These are the first things you need to do in the next retrospective. Let's review the action item. Whatever we implemented, is it working? Do we
mhm,
need to revisit it? Right. You don't, it's not just a one-time thing.
mhm,
Remember, I talked about doing retro upon retro.
mhm,
These are some of the things that I review again. The retro that we've talked about it in the next retro, but another
mhm,
retro, maybe 4 retros of another 3 sprints. You want to look at them again. Which one do we still have? Right. Which one have we implemented? Is it working? What improvement have we seen? You let the team talk. That's the way I would address
Amazing,
that.
amazing. Thank you so much. As we wrap up, humble dad,
Mm,
you say that you have Scrum Master certification for a long time but can't find a job. That's what we do. Just go on our website
talk to Karen.
beingagileconsulting.com. Sign up on any of our programs. That's what we do. We will help you achieve that goal. Again, thank you all
Okay.
so much,
All
Mr.
right.
Kanye. It's been a
Thank you.
pleasure having you here today, and hope to talk to you another time.
No
Take
problem.
care.
And thanks, Karen, for the amazing job you're doing. And thanks also for everyone that joined in. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Bye,
Yeah, thank you.
everybody.
Bye.